Greetings, everybody. I'd like to share 5 examples of experts, professional analysts, and people who are looked up to being wrong with their stock predictions and claims. The purpose is not to attempt to make them look bad. The purpose of this video is to show new investors that no matter who you see on TV, and just because they're on mainstream media or work for whichever company, doesn't mean that what they say will be right. In other words, I would encourage new investors not to automatically believe in or always trust whatever is said on TV or YouTube. The first example is this guy from DC, LA, who recommended we buy Comcast and TransDigm and sell AT&T and FedEx back on October 13th, 2021. If we compare their prices from then till now, we see that Comcast lost 33%, TransDigm lost 2%, AT&T lost 2%, and FedEx lost 20%. Now, I know we've gone through a bear market, so the fact that these companies are down isn't what I'm stressing. What I'd like to point out is that if you would have bought Comcast and TransDigm like he said to do, your average loss would have been 18%. But if you would have kept AT&T and FedEx, the ones he said to sell, your loss would have only been 11%. In other words, you would have been better off doing the opposite of what he said. Next is this guy from CFRA who told us that FedEx is highly undervalued on June 15th, 2022, while we were already in the bear market. Well, ever since he made that call, the stock is down an additional 22%. And at one point, FedEx dropped 38% more from the time he made that call. Back on November 25th, 2019, this guy from Morningstar told us that Hanes Brands is an attractive dividend stock. To be fair, I will point out that prior to this 2022 bear market, Hanes Brands held up well and was up 11% from the time he made the call. But if you're a buy and hold investor hoping to collect dividends from the so-called attractive dividend stock, you'd currently be down 55% on the position opened up back when he called it attractive. And in my mind, if Hanes Brands was really so attractive, which I would take to mean as being fundamentally sound and resilient, why then, during this year's bear market, is it down negative 60% compared to the market indexes, which are down between negative 5 and negative 27%? Example 4 is this fellow who is frequently on CNBC, who almost 10 months ago, on February 16th, 2022, back when we still had a good chance at getting out of the market without too much of a loss, told us he doesn't think we're about to start a bear market. Well, as you know, sure enough, we sure did go through a bear market. The last example is this guy who told us on February 9th, 2022, that the bottom was in for Meta/Facebook. Horrendously, Meta is down an additional 46% since he said that the bottom was in. In conclusion, I'm sure these folks have been correct plenty of times, and I'm not trying to take away their fans, their supporters, their livelihoods, or damage their businesses and organizations. I'm simply seeking to prove a point to new investors that you really can't trust what these people say on TV or YouTube. They may be right sometimes, but as you've just seen, they can be very wrong too. To some of you out there, this may seem obvious, But to new investors, the so-called experts on TV may be tempting to believe. And I'm just trying to broaden the awareness of our fellow new investors. Good luck, everybody.